terms of, that point at about the 17.5 minute mark in the video, he actually talks about the origins of this country. And what he sort of says is that, which was a very basic idea, and I want you to really process this, and then I want you to kind of see how you can flip this on its head and make it work for you. He basically states the obvious, right? That America was not a country that was built for Black people to become wealthy. America was not built to make you wealthy. America was built to make somebody wealthy, not you, right? And also, not only was America built to benefit other people, but it was built to use you as a pathway for the enrichment of others. So it's no different from, when we're taught maybe in church that animals are here to feed us, right? Like we're supposed to, we're just supposed to eat the animals because God intended for the animals to just exist and be eaten, and for us to be the beneficiaries of the nutrients that come from eating the animals. Well, I want to make it clear to you, Black man, Black woman, you are the animal. In their mind, you are the economic animal. You are the, you are the asset. You are the tool. You are the weapon. You are the thing that is used for the enhancement of the wealth and prosperity of other people. That was your original intention in this country. And that's what America is for you. Now, it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to stay that way, right? But what happens is you kind of get these cultural traditions that just last over time, and it's kind of just something we just get used to, So ultimately, what we're kind of dealing with here as Black people is we're dealing with the impact of slave master culture. Like we're at a point where, no white man can walk up and really tell me what to do. Maybe if I work for him or something like that, maybe, but for the most part, there's no white person that can tell me what to do. I tell myself what to do. But if I am stuck in slave culture, then I'm not going to change my behavior. I'm going to continue to volunteer myself for slavery. And that's hard to accept, that actually your habits incarcerate you as much as your oppressor does. But that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing in a lot of cases, So I just ask basic questions, yes or no. Will a white man ever stop a Black man from reading a book? Would a white man or can a white man stop a Black man from reading a book? Yes or no? The answer is no. Yes or no? Can a white man, stop a Black man from taking care of his kids? Hey, babe. Yes or no? Give me a yes or no. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Yes or no? You want to say hi?
Say hi.
I'm talking to my students. We're breaking down the Byron Allen interview. Come here.
Oh, okay.
This is Alicia. Yeah. If you haven't met my fiance, you have to bend down so they can see you. Right here. Okay. Say hello. All right.
Hello.
Everybody say.
Is this a class or is this something else?
It's a little bit of both.
Oh, okay.
We do school church up in this month. Like we always learning. All right. Anyway.
All right.
So let me ask you this: yes or no?
Bye-bye. I'll see you. Are you going to come eat? Or how long are you going to be?
Not long.
Okay.
But,
all right.
But I'll be up in a little bit then.
All right.
All right. So, yes or no? What can a white man stop a Black man from, opening up a business or learning how businesses run? Yes or no? Can a white man stop a Black woman from buying stock for her children with her extra money as opposed to Popeye's chicken or whatever? Yes or no? I mean, we know the answers to these questions, but it's very important to start with the basic questions because some of us are running around here acting like slaves. We know this, right? Many of us volunteer for slavery and then complain that we're stuck in some sort of condition. And I'm going to kind of go outside the box for you guys a little bit and give you a couple of areas that even with Byron Allen's analysis, it's like Byron Allen gave you part of the equation in his commentary, right? He basically said 2 plus blank equals freedom, right? 2 plus blank equals 4. And I got to tell you, no, 2 plus 2 equals 4, right? Because what's happening is, he's kind of not deliberately, but he's kind of participating in what I see on a regular basis, which is kind of what I call like a bitch fest. You know what I'm talking about? You ever see like where, you get Black folks where we just complain all day about the system and we complain all day about what white people do. We complain all day about the man. We complain all day about a lack of opportunity. We complain all day about inequality. We complain all day about what they're doing to us. We complain all day about, about this and about that. And my point is not to say that you have nothing to complain about. My point is to say you got to solve the problem. If you don't solve the problem, then what you're doing is you're leaving the mess for your children. Like you don't make a mess on the kitchen floor and then spend the whole day complaining about it and then leave the house and then let your children come home to the mess that was sitting there all day long that you could have helped clean up. But instead you complained about it and the mess is still there and your kids are now sitting in the middle of a mess because you did nothing about it, right? So here's the thing. Let's point out three things that he mentioned. He mentioned the schoolroom, the boardroom, and the courtroom. 3 rooms where Black people are mistreated. Okay. Start the schoolroom. The schoolroom is where your kids are being educated by white people, and they're doing it badly. Yes or no? Do you feel that white people are doing a good job educating Black children? Yes or no? Give me a yes or no, so I know who to kick out of this chat. I need to know who to kick out of the room. Yes or no? Are white people doing a good job educating Black children? Okay, good. We agree. All right, I see some notes. Good. He talked about the boardroom. The boardroom, a place where corporate decisions are made, Black people are excluded, Black people are mistreated, economic inequality exists. Do we get appropriate opportunities in corporate America? Are we getting a fair shake, or are we getting hit with discrimination? Yes or no? Are we getting a fair shake in the boardroom? Do we get treated fairly on our jobs? Do we get treated fairly in these corporations? Yes or no? Give me a yes or no. All right. The courtroom. We know what's going on in the courtroom, right? We know that we're not being treated fairly in the courtroom. Yes or no? Are we being treated fairly in the courts in America? Is the justice system fair to Black people? Yes or no? Give me a yes or no. All right. So let's go back, and I'm going to go back again, start from the beginning. The schoolroom. We know that white people are not educating our children properly. Is there a law saying that you must get your child educated by a white person? Like, is there any federal law saying that if you don't get your child educated by a white teacher, they're going to send you to prison for 30 years? Like, give me a yes or no. Anybody got something like that? Anybody seen anything on the books that says if white people are not educating your children that you're going to be sent to the gulag? Okay, well, the solution is that, and I was talking about the solution the other day with a guy named Marcus Klein. I hope you know this name because you need to know this name. These names are more important than any rapper or any entertainer that you might know about. Marcus Klein is one of many thousands of educators around this country who are Black, who love Black children, who want to actually solve the problem. He's built a school called Freedom Home Academy International. And I told him, I said, Alicia and I, when we get married in July, we're creating a foundation, the Dr. Boyce and Alicia Watkins Foundation. And our number one goal is to raise money to fund our school systems, to fund Black school systems. So we're going to raise money for independent Black schools like that one. But if you are a person who wants to be part of the system and, excuse me, you get Democrats asking for your vote, then I would probably require them before you vote for them to provide billions of dollars in resources, for, no strings attached, for these independent Black schools to educate Black children. The reason that is K-L-I-N-E, Dorsey, K-L-I-N-E. The reason your children are not educated properly by whites is not because they can't do it. It's because they don't want to do it, because the entire system is built on Black children being inferior and not properly educated. The system does not function properly if they start making the slaves as intelligent as the masters. You can't have, imagine if we lived in a world where chickens' rights were accepted the same way human rights were. Like, white people love their animals and stuff, right? So imagine if chickens were treated like human beings. Like, we wouldn't be able to eat no chicken no more. Like, damn, like I can't get a good chicken meal because now everybody thinks I'm like a monster because I ate a chicken, but seriously, like, so you must have a hierarchy in order for a certain type of system to exist. So you need to, if you're going to buck the hierarchy, you need to understand that part of bucking the hierarchy means leaving the system. 2, the boardroom. We know the